Hello, I'm Denny Barker. I have a spec E30 race car and the front brakes need rebuilding. So today we're going to show you how to rebuild a set of front brakes off a E30 BMW. So as you can see here, our dust seal, which is this seal right here, it's completely come apart from where it attaches to the piston, from being dry, from being soaked through so many heat cycles. So what we want to do is first you want to make sure that your bleeder is all the way tight. You don't need to cram it tight, just snug it up. And then we're going to oil it up. Just using a little bit of WD-40 just around the seal, just so it kind of gets everything a little bit lubricated. Go ahead and push it in the back side too, so you can get the back side of the seal. There's a rubber O-ring that sits in the groove inside the caliper itself, and that seals caliper to the piston. So shooting in from both sides will help get some oil on that seal. Now I like to take a pair of channel locks, grab the outside edge of the piston itself, and just rotate it a little bit to make sure you get some of that oil distributed across the entire piston and the seals. Take a piece of wood, put it in between the caliper and the piston, then take some compressed air, shoot it right where the hose is, and push the piston out. So here's our piston. See, the machine surface looks pretty good shape. You can see where it's been wearing, which is normal. That's where it rubs on the seal on the inside. Overall, it looks pretty good. Looks to be wearing pretty straight. Surface doesn't have any grooves or any gouging in it or anything like that. So the piston looks in pretty good shape. You look into the caliper, and you can see right here, this is our dust shield, and it's pretty brittle and dry and all ripped up. And on the inside, here's that seal I was telling you about, which actually seals the piston to the caliper. And it looks to be in pretty decent shape, but we're going to go ahead and replace it anyways. You see there's a little bit of debris, which might be from when we pushed that piston out. But other than that, caliper inside looks pretty good. Doesn't look to be any abnormal wearing or anything like that. Looks to be pretty smooth inside. So we'll clean her up. Probably wire brush it a little bit to get some of this little rust off, and put some new seals in it. So as you can see, we have a little bit of surface rust on these. Now, one idea is to sandblast them, but that'll cause them to rust really quickly unless you paint them. But since this is going on a race car, it's not really any good caliper paint that can handle the heat. So what we're going to do is we're just going to sit here and wire brush them until they're decently clean, and then run them through a parts washer to get all the oils and so forth out of them. But we want to keep that kind of oxide layer that's already on the castings, because if you take that off through sandblasting, they're going to rust up as soon as they see any water at all. Okay, here we are with the parts washer. All we're trying to do is we're get all the dirt and grime out of the cylinder. So we're just going to wash it out a little bit. Go ahead and take your bleeder out so you can go through all the little holes and crevices. Just clean it up is all we're trying to do. This will help get the oils and junk off of it as well. If you have a wire brush, you can go ahead and wire brush it a little bit too if you have any big build-up areas. Okay, as you see, we got our caliper cleaned up. Got all the oils and whatnot off of it. We got the bleeder screw out as well as the hose, of course, is opened up. The first thing we're going to do is take our new seal. We're just going to put some oil on it. This will help make the piston slide on easier and help prevent the seal from rolling as we push the piston through it. I'm just going to simply put that in the groove inside the caliper. Make sure it's seated right. It's got a nice bit of oil on it. We're going to do the same with our dust boot. Do the outside as well. The outside lip holds into the caliper while the inside lip holds onto the piston. So as the piston moves out and in, this seal will accordion, keep dirt and debris from getting in to the main seal and causing problems with the brakes. Okay, as you can see, we've already got our inside seal in. We've oiled it up. That'll help get the piston pushed in a little easier. Went ahead and oiled up our outside seal. We're going to go ahead and go on the piston, go past this ring that it sits in, and have the back edge hang off the back. That'll allow it some room to make it easier to put it into the caliper. Start at the bottom and then just kind of press in the top. See, it's kind of all, the lip kind of seats in there, seated in the back. You just kind of want to get the piston kind of set in there, lined up. Check to make sure that it's straight. They're a little crooked. Kind of press it in there as best you can. Probably aren't going to be able to push it all the way in on your own. And then what you're going to use, you can use a piston pusher, would probably be the best. For us, we've got a block and a C-clamp to push it all the way in and seat it. When you're already all the way pushed in, you'll see this lip will actually push into the piston where it's supposed to be and seat itself. So you know the dust shield is in the proper place. And that's it. Just reassemble the caliper, put it back on the car, and bleed the brakes and you're good to go.